Welcome back to the morning show. It's one of our favorite days of the week. It's Wise Guy Wednesday, and joining us today, Matt Sullen. He's got some more physics fun for us.
Oh, we have all kinds of physics stuff, but you know, something really exciting happened in the last week. Right. I wanted to talk about that. This landing on Mars, yeah. So, you know, we sent last June, quite a long time ago now, we launched 2 probes that went to Mars. One was Spirit and one was Opportunity. And these things are now landing. One landed I guess it was on the 4th of just a few days ago, of January, and one is going to land a little more than a couple of weeks from now. Pardon me. And these things are cool. They're like golf cart-sized little robots that are deployed on the surface of Mars, and they're going to scoot around and take pictures and do soil samples and do all kinds of stuff.
It's really kind of cool how they landed. You've seen the NASA animation where it's like in a giant bubble.
Bounced them in the big balloon.
Right, so maybe you even have an animation that you could show that. I'm going to put a link on the website, on my website, so you can go find all these pictures and stuff. But I thought this is a great thing for kids or anybody who's interested in science to just look at these websites and learn about this, because it's really kind of inspiring.
Well, apparently very inspirational to a lot of people, because NASA's reporting record numbers of hits on their website, like 1 billion hits yesterday. People wanting to see these pictures.
Right, I looked this morning, and they had people had downloaded 5 terabytes of pictures already, which is a lot.
That is
a lot. Hundreds of thousands of CDs worth of things. So,
and we have a couple of the pictures that are going to be on that raw pictures.
Right, and they have color pictures for the first time, and it's very wonderful. So anyways, when I was a kid, I watched them land on the moon on TV, and I remember sitting there next to the little black and white TV and taking pictures of the TV with my Kodak Instamatic camera, and so I thought this is kind of the same thing. And so we're going to refer to that over the next few months, because there's some cool physics that go on in those things.
Okay.
But anyways, so if we could get back to what we were going to do today, because I did ask a question.
Polarizing light, yes?
Yes, polarizing light. And so the thing that we did at the very end of the last segment was I showed this piece of calcite, and hopefully we can zoom in on this thing, and when you look at something through this piece of calcite, which is just a clear crystal, you see that the image you get is sort of doubled.
Right.
You have 2 things, and as you rotate the crystal, the second image kind of rotates around, and we're going to try to explain what's going on with that, and so that's the purpose for today.
Okay.
So if we have a second, I'm not sure we do, then I could start to talk about that.
Go for it.
Okay, so the important thing to understand is that light is a wave. Okay, and so if you grab onto the end of this string, we're going to simulate a little wave here. Okay, just like that. If you wiggle a string, you can make a wave travel on a string. Okay. And you see that you can look at this thing and you see that it has a certain frequency and a certain wavelength and so on, but it has a certain way that it moves too. Here, the wave moves always perpendicular to the way, if the wave is traveling this way, the way that this little string jiggles is perpendicular to that. And so you can make it jiggle up and down or sideways, and light is the same way. Now, light doesn't travel on a phone cord. It travels through, through vacuum, basically, and it's the thing that wiggles up and down are electromagnetic waves, but they do wiggle either this way or that way. Okay, and so we'll talk more about that when we come back in the second segment, because that has to do with why we see double images. It's called polarization.
Okay.
It's not always just a bump on the head, then, the double image.
Yes, right. Sometimes.
I'm sorry.
Are you done now?
Well, they say your nose knows. Coming up next, we're going to be testing tissues on our Good Housekeeping report.
And we'll get some heat in our Wish You Were Here postcard, and we're willing to share it. Stay with us.